And he's passing it on to Isaac, because this is the Lord talking to Isaac. He said, look, this is the covenant I gave to your father Abraham. Now I'm passing it on to you. Now why? Verse 5.
Because that Abraham obeyed my voice.
He obeyed his voice. Go ahead.
And kept my charge.
Kept my charge.
My commandments. My statutes. And my laws.
And my laws. Now, didn't Abraham's faith cause him to do these things?
Yep.
Now, did it say that faith caused him to sponsor the pastor's anniversary?
Nope.
Did it say that his faith caused him to go out in the corner and have fundraisers to raise money for the building fund?
No, sir.
It said his faith caused him to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments commanded by the Most High God, Jesus Christ himself, ultimately, if you have understanding. Let's go a little bit further. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. And we're going to, I know verse 1 out on there, but we're going ahead and read verse 1. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Brother, when you get there, go ahead.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Now, your faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So your faith is all about hope. So that's why you hope to get into the kingdom. So that's why you're going to do the things pleasing unto the Lord by keeping his commandments. Jump down to verse 33. Because not always faith in this world is going to get a good response from everybody. Verse 33, go ahead.
Who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens.
Now all these things happen because of faith that the Lord backed them up, but go ahead.
Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance that they might obtain a better resurrection.
Now it says others were tortured, not accepting deliverance that they may obtain a better resurrection. Why? Because they have faith. If they do not break God's law, statutes, and commandments, that they will have a better resurrection. And that's that hope. Now you can go ahead and read the rest for your own, but to save time, flip over to Romans chapter 8. Now remember, they had hope that they may obtain a better resurrection because their faith caused them to keep their law, statutes, and commandments. They wouldn't bow down to idolatry, and that's why they quenched the mouth of fire like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Their faith caused them to do that. Their faith caused them to keep the law. And that's how you can be saved, by hope. Romans chapter 8, verse 24, brother, go ahead.
For we are saved by hope.
That's the only way we can be saved right now is by hope. Because you hope in the resurrection, that's going to keep you on track. Brother, go ahead.
But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth yet he hope for it?
So if you have it already, because we'll hear people say, well, I'm saved since November 14th, 1989. I've been saved for about 10, 20 years. Now, if you have it already, what's the point of you hoping for it?
Right.
But since you're hoping for it to get into the kingdom to have a better resurrection, it's going to keep you on that straight and narrow. So you only can be saved by hope. Let's go a little bit further. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9, because Paul understood that, hey, he wasn't saved, that he had it sealed up and couldn't lose it. That's why he made this comment here. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, and go ahead and read verse 25 through 27. Brother, when you get there, go ahead.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainty, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
So Paul said, look, he going to fight the good fight. He's going to stay on that straight and narrow. Why? Because he had hope in his resurrection. But notice what he said. He keep his flesh under subjection. At least he himself should be a castaway. So Paul didn't think he was just saved. That was it, did he?
Nope.
And the only reason he understood this, because it's written in the Holy Law. Flip over to Ezekiel chapter 18. Ezekiel chapter 18, and we're going to start at verse 24. Paul understood this. This is why he said he had to keep his flesh under subjection, at least while he preached to others, he himself should be a castaway. So he understood that he just wasn't saved, sealed, and that was it. Go to Ezekiel chapter 18 and look what the Lord say. Start at verse 24. Brother, when you get there, go ahead.
But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live.
Now he said, if a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committed iniquity that the wicked man doeth, shall he live it? Now the Lord said this was a righteous man now. Mm-hmm. And he turned away from his righteousness and committed iniquity, shall he live? What shall happen?
All his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned.
See? He's not saved, is he? Go ahead.
And his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them shall he die.
Go ahead. And that's why Paul said he had to keep his flesh under subjection. But go ahead.
Yet ye say, the way of the Lord is not equal. Mm-hmm. Hear now, O house of Israel, is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? When a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, and dieth in them, for his iniquity that he have done shall he die.
Now, and that's what Paul understood, and that's why he said he had to keep his own flesh under subjection. And that's grace through faith, ye are saved. Hope you got some understanding in Jesus' name.